I call this the bow and arrow method. So when you've got the 2 in front of the bracket, you just do 2 times the x. So that becomes 2x. And the archer, he's going to shoot the other person in the bracket. That's how I remember it. And 2 times 2, and it's always multiply, is 4. Now I'm going to show you why this works, so it helps. So imagine that's a rectangle, and we can say that length is 2. Now it's multiplied by something that, we'll say from here to here, just imagine that's x, and here to here is plus 2. So you're like trying to find the area of the whole rectangle. So from here to here, you notice this rectangle will be 2 times x, that's 2x. And what's 2 times 2 is 4. So the area of that rectangle is 2x plus 4, because you have to add up the 2 shapes. Hopefully that makes sense to you why this works. This cannot be represented as a diagram because you can't do a negative number, but what's minus 4 times 2? So for algebra you can only add and subtract like terms and multiply like terms. And minus 4 times minus 2, and negative times a positive is a negative, so that becomes minus 8. But we've still got the x there, so you will get the x. Now you've got a minus 4 times a positive 2 with the plus sign, so you know a negative times a positive is minus 8. This will be this one. So remember what I said, there's an x on its own, so that's like a 1. So you've got 2x times x. So the 2 stays the same, and what's x times x? They're exactly like terms. So that's like x squared. It's like 3 times 3 is 3 squared. And now we shoot it across. Now it's all positive terms, that's fine. So we can multiply the like terms. So 2 times 3 is 6. We've still got the x, so we need to add that in. And that's simplified because these are not like terms. X and x squared is different. And one more time, so you understand why this works and it's not just a method. So we've got a length here called 2x, and this length here is x, and that's plus 3. So imagine that's plus 3 in length, and that length is x. So it's like finding the area of this big rectangle. So 2x times x, so this section here, 2x times x is 2x squared. And what's 2x times 3? That's 6x. So the total area of that is these 2 shapes added together, which equals 2x squared plus 6x. And hopefully that really helps with your understanding, which will help you remember how to multiply single brackets. So there's a selection of questions for you to try. I'll do one of each section from the middle, and I'll choose number 8 on each question. So here you can pause the video and just try these if you're confident. Just try a few of each section, or several of each section, whatever you want to practice. So we've got 9 times 2 is 18. Now this time it's a different letter, but it doesn't matter. We've got 9 times minus k, so it's a negative times a positive, so that would be 18 minus 9k. Question here, so we've got minus 10 times 6, let's just multiply the like terms. So we know that's minus 60. But we've got to multiply the g here, so the g stays the same. And now the last bit, what's minus 10 times minus 8? Negative times a negative is a positive, so that's plus 80. So look at this, we have to multiply the 5 and the 4. So we're going to get 20, but there's a negative there, so it's minus 20. Now we can multiply the like terms, so y and y are the same. So y times y is y squared. That's the first part. Now we've got minus 5y times z, and that's a positive z. So we're going to keep the minus 5, and we've got to keep the y and then keep the z, because that just means 5 times y times z, like that, and that one's done. And question 8 here. So we're going to multiply this. So let's look at this. Numbers 5 times 8 is 40. Now we've got r squared times no r, so there's no r, so that stays as r squared. Now s times s squared, that's going to be s cubed, because when you know you multiply in algebra, you add the powers, and that's like to the power of 1, and that should make sense because 3 times 3 times 3 simplified could be written as 3 cubed. So that's the same as if you've got the letter t times t. Well, t squared is t times t, so that's t cubed. So that's 40 s cubed, and you've just got the t on its own. Now this has just got 3 terms in it. You don't really get questions like blue, it's just extra practice so you get good. So you've got 5 times 6 is plus 30. Now you've got the r squared times r, so you're going to get r cubed, and you've just got the s on its own. So this one is a third arrow, so you've got no number, so it's, but you've got a minus there times a plus, so that's going to get a, you're going to get a minus 5. Now r squared times r cubed is r to the power of 5, and you've just got the s on its own and the t. None of those terms are similar, so you can't simplify it, and that's those 4 examples done. Pause the video and give it a go if you've done it already. I'm going to show the answers now. And excellent work if you've got that right. I mean, red and orange are the most similar type questions. Blue you don't really get much off, it's just really good skills and practicing the skill. And green, good to do a bit of green, but that's well done if you got loads of those correct. So, can you spot the mistake and just do these 4 questions, and if it's correct, mark it correct. If it's incorrect, write down the right answers. Pause the video, give it a go. I'm going to show you the answers now. So the answer in green is correct. Obviously if it's red, it's incorrect. So this 2b here should be b times b, which is b squared. So the red bits are incorrect, the green bits are correct. Hope that makes sense. So obviously that bit will be 8c minus 6 times 8 is 48. Perfect.